Here we come.
There's a hair in my coffee.
It's yours.
Ew, how dare you?
Don't like that.
We're back, guys.
We're back.
We are back.
Hello.
First, let me just say hello to all of my new patrons. Not
Yes.
mine, but ours.
This is our baby.
We're so happy you're here. We really are
Yes.
so grateful.
Yeah.
But
Thank
besides
you.
that,
Thank you.
Yeah.
You.
today we are...
Giving advice. It's not unsolicited.
I think it was asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys asked. So we're delivering. Disclaimer. This is what's worked for us, not what's going to work for everybody else.
Right, these
So-
are our opinions.
Right.
We are not certified therapists,
Right.
psychiatrists.
Yes. Just see it as you're getting advice from friends
Yeah.
or family.
It's our wisdom we're passing down.
So, Maple Drops on Instagram wanted us to talk about negative and positive attachment styles. Thoughts on each attachment style in relationships.
Oh, okay.
What are our thoughts? Well, I can talk about what I am.
Yeah, do that.
I'm an anxious attachment style.
Mm-hmm.
So that means basically, to my knowledge, what that means is whenever Jaylon shuts down, I have a hissy fit and go down a trigger spiral.
So what it will do is just trigger your abandonment issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anxious. Yeah.
It'll make you feel unwanted.
Constantly anxious that she doesn't love me anymore, that she's going to leave me, that I'm not good enough, that sort of thing.
Right. And I have the same attachment style.
What would you say y'all's is?
I don't think you even understand attachment styles, or you
No.
don't. Well, they have the opposite of us.
Avoid it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what the question is. It's either
I think there might be one other attachment
Yeah,
style.
I think it's like neutral or something
Yeah.
like that.
okay.
Which
So
is
I
like-
am.
Yeah,
I am
definitely
avoidant?
I'm actually more neutral than I am anxious at this point. I used to be anxious.
I'm getting better. I'm definitely not there.
Right. So when you and your partner can communicate your attachment styles and you guys understand each other enough to know
What the fuck?
what
they
the
are.
fuck is going on,
Right.
then you can be sensitive to those things. I spoke in the last video about how if we're in an argument, I need you to like let me know you're coming back if you need to step away, because avoidance will be like, fuck you, I don't want to have this conversation anymore.
Yeah, it's almost like stonewalling.
Right. And for somebody who has an anxious attachment style, it makes them feel abandoned, like you're never going to come back, like
Yeah.
our relationship's over, like the world is ending. So they need their partner to validate them and let them know, like, I'm coming back. We will revisit this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to
Like
say
reassurance.
right. So you're going to need extra reassurance as an anxious
Okay.
attachment
And
style.
avoidance, I guess, have to just. I guess it's really about communication, being more communicative and open.
Yeah. Being a little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, yeah. I think Jaylon's working on that.
What? Being more vulnerable?
Being more open, like, because you're not really used to like actually sitting down and communicating.
No.
Right.
She's always been shut off.
Mm-hmm. I've noted even today we were talking about how she's going to react when she gets married, and gets engaged.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm never going to show that much emotion. Like, I'm not going to cry. And it literally made me think it's because she's always been so invalidated with her emotions.
Yeah.
Like, if you show too much, then like, that's just not.
You're just doing too much.
Yeah. But like, and now you're safe in a way where you can.
Right.
But you don't allow yourself to, because
Right.
you're afraid of being invalidated in it.
Yeah. And I feel like she would want me to show emotion.
100%.
Like she wants
Yeah.
me. I'm like, oh, you want to see that? Wow.
Yes,
Like
she does. That I feel like
crying.
vulnerability is such a
I like
beautiful
it.
thing.
I like
Yeah.
when she gets vulnerable.
Yeah, it makes you feel important. Like today we were fucking driving to whatever we were driving to, and I was playing like all the music from like what she's gonna walk down like
Oh,
to
yeah?
We
our
were
wedding
doing that.
song.
We were
And,
sharing our
and I
songs.
started crying, and she's like,
Legit
"Oh,
started
baby," and I'm like, "Well, it makes me cry." Like,
You
like,
could picture how you're gonna feel in the moment.
yeah, for sure.
I love that actually.
Cool.
You
I
should-
didn't cry though.
She did not.
You're not very sensitive. Like the only time I've ever seen you really cry is out of fear. I don't really ever see you cry.
No,
out
she
of-
cries
It's a
when she
fear
gets
thing, for
angry,
sure.
too.
Yeah,
oh
me
yeah,
too.
that too.
When she's angry and upset.
yeah.
She doesn't like happy cry. Well, we played a song that you might dance to with my mom and you cried.
That I cried because it just was like, I know that that's she's more of a mom to me than my own mother.
To be grateful of the idea of having someone like that in your life. I know.
And it felt good. It's like, okay, I'm not going to be alone. I'm not going to not have my mom. I am going to have my mom there in a sense.
And you got to choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's an amazing person, so it works out.
Oh, that's good, honey. Are we moving on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right. Maki _mouse from Instagram says, do you think you'll ever confront the people that caused you the most trauma? And do you think they'll be open to a conversation?
Who wants to start?
I attack mines every day.
But he thinks that it's because you miss him.
Yeah, apparently I miss him.
And he's not open to conversation. He's a manipulator.
No, he's not.
So.
He's definitely not open to conversation.
And you guys
And I
have-
don't care to open. It's not even about that anymore. I don't care to talk about it. It doesn't mean anything to talk about it anymore. It's not. It
Yeah, you don't need him to
I don't
validate.
need it anymore.
Some people feel like they need to do it for the closure.
Right.
Right.
And I have learned to just give myself closure without needing it from somebody else. I think you're no matter what, you're never gonna receive what you're looking for.
Right. I've made amends with the idea of like not speaking to my father about it, because then it opens the door for him to do more manipulation,
Right.
and just yes me to death, and then it's like a Band-Aid.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
that's the same thing for me. Like I don't care to confront, like mostly my parents. I don't care to, because I have, and the more I would, the more it was like you know, they would just invalidate your feelings, and it would make you more mad, and then you just push those feelings down. It's like they create a pile of shit constantly. So you just push it down until you explode. It's like not worth it. I'd rather
No.
validate my own feelings.
Yeah.
I
Same.
think if you understand that, if you've seen that person is growing and putting in work to grow as a human, they may be easier to have a conversation with because you want to keep them in your life. But if you know they're going to be resistant to it and they're just only going to hurt you further,
Yeah.
I feel like that's where like inner healing comes in.
Like
Yeah.
our mom has given us, she's you know, the work she's put in, we thought she was growing so much. They give you that little bit of hope you're like hanging on to, and then something happens where like they take another 10 steps back.
Their true colors show.
Even if they come apologize, it's like my mental health.
That's what they're asking.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's like, do you confront them? Is it worth confronting?
No, because how do I trust them? It's not like they never did it, and then you kind of be like, all right, this is big of them because they've never said sorry. They've never.
Yeah.
It's the constant repeating of something.
But that's what we've had a conversation
Yeah.
with, even in a
It's
relationship.
like toxic.
If you say you're going to do something and you continuously do the same thing over and over again, it's manipulation.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you know that person's manipulative, you need to
that's
do
what-
your own inner healing, and you can't depend on somebody else
Yeah.
for closure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I've given myself. You can give yourself closure because at the end of the day, they're not our feelings.
Sometimes you have to.
It's when you not appreciate your trauma, but when you just accept it
Yeah.
as is and just say, this is a part of me. It's never going to go away. This is, it's made me who I am.
Yeah.
That's when you can start to heal.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. A lot of the times, like with the people who do all of that shit, I can say my father, your ex, y'all's parents, all of our my dad and all of our parents, besides my mom, they all say the sorry, I'm sorry, you're right. Just not because they actually feel it, but because they want to shut us the fuck up.
Absolutely. Put a Band-Aid.
Right. And so for me, because I've recognized the pattern, I've taken myself out of it enough to be like, oh, that's what you're doing.
Because you're choosing yourself.
Right. For me, it's like, it hurts
Yeah.
and I have to feel it, but
At
I'm
first. But it does get better.
not, right. I'm not. Yeah. So I guess the short answer to that is no.
Yeah.
None of us want to have conversations.
Correct.
Mish_mash_I says, okay. How to deal with a family member or friend that says they support who you are, but they're lying.
We just kind of answered that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, no, you don't need them. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
people like you might feel like you have an attachment. It's probably like a trauma bond that you have with these people. You feel responsible for them to keep them around.
Okay, I have a question to that.
Yeah.
Let's say you live in the household with that person. How do you avoid that person, or how can you go about it?
So like depending on like your age. So like if you're 18 or under, it's different because you know like you have no choice. You have to be around there.
Right.
If you're a grown person, you don't have to surround yourself with that. You can get out of the home. You can avoid contact with them and do what you got to do to keep your peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't owe them anything.
No,
Nope.
absolutely not.
Not a motherfucking thing. And the people who say, well, that's still your father. That's still your mother. Fuck that shit.